You didn't have a chance to tell me because I
That's
wasn't
right.
listening.
We're
And
already
even
late.
if I was listening, I didn't know. And there's some Kong for you, and I don't care. And there's some Rex for you. So, what else you want?
What's the difference?
Just tell
Wait,
me. I'll make it happen.
I was just watching some King Kong and Godzilla yesterday.
Ooh, yeah, but it was bad Kong. It was mashed up face Kong. It was '60s paper mache looking
No, no,
Kong.
no, the newer one, the legendary and whatever uh, the new Godzilla movies.
Don't come on here and tell me that the world's coming to an end that you watch some King Kong. Come in, relax, and listen to some Shadowhawk. That'll brighten your day. Happy Sunday, everyone. It's the smooth and tranquil melodious podcast. Come in, chill out, enjoy yourself. We do.
The countdown's taking place.
What you say? We'll get that countdown in. Hello. You know we're ready because
There
we're
we
here.
That's right. And any movie that I can watch Godzilla smack King Kong around in, I'm gonna watch.
Oh
Ah,
God. Well, Kong always gets some tail.
yeah,
Grabs
he
his
always ends up
tail,
losing in the
swings
end.
him around. Because that's now at least King Kong can't do that to Godzilla because it doesn't have a tail.
No.
Anyway, at least it's not raw like a baboon. Uh,
Oh,
I think I told you, Mike Gustovich got his new house,
hey,
and
Tinker.
he'll be moving soon. He says we got the house we were looking at just 15 minutes away in a super quiet area. That was one reason he wanted to move because there was like, and I think this one's at a dead end street. It's nice and quiet, and at his age, 71 years old,
Yeah,
he and his
yeah,
wife
that's
want a more quiet street to live on. I think that's great. So he got his house, and he says in a super quiet area with a lot of woods. That means
yeah.
mosquitoes, but I don't know about up there. And 10 minutes away from downtown Akron, Ohio.
Yeah,
So
he's in
we'll have
Ohio.
to.
Yeah, the mosquitoes are still pretty bad, but I mean, it's not nothing you can't live with.
He says we'll have to get rid of a lot of stuff, but it's worth it. And I said, I thought you were upsizing, and he explained that. So um, I added a new hey, I don't know if anybody noticed. I did mention it yesterday. I mean, tomorrow, you want to ask me the question again? I thought that was funny yesterday. He said, we should have Edwin on. I said, yeah, we're going to have him on Monday.
Yeah.
We've had that scheduled for
Whoop.
about a month and a half. I hit him up or he hit me up, something like that. And we've had that on the books for, you know, Edwin schedules way ahead, and we just he just launched, or I don't want to speak out of turn. I think he just launched, and I got him on as quick as I could. I don't want to
Right.
be dead last to have somebody on like Chris Fisk. Chris Fisk is fulfilling now. And we just
Yeah.
had him on.
Yeah.
The project was still in demand, so you could still back it. It's not like the closed out campaign, but I'll talk to somebody who has a closed out campaign. I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't
Especially
have
if
to come on here just to promote something. Use me, abuse me. What am I, a whore? Come on, painted
just
woman.
leave
Do I
just
look
leave
like
the
a
money on
painted
the
woman?
nightstand.
Yeah. Just ask Rising. No, don't ask Rising. He might tell you I am a painted woman. Uh, Ginkgo in the house. What up? Ginkgo, Jinko. Look, man, I'm going to call you Geico. How about that?
He was just over in EBS's chat with
At
me.
least you'll be
So, a
insured.
few minutes ago.
Okay. Well, he's got his, finger on the pulse and we're bleeding out, so he
Yeah,
has to
something like
hold that
that.
pressure on so we don't leave too, I need to be an artist before I ask to be on.
You can be a writer. There's nothing wrong with that.
I love that way we have open space right in, right on. Beautiful. Yeah, good. No, you don't have to be a creator to come on. Do we follow each other on X, Facebook, or somewhere where I can send you a link sometime? Cameron, Ohio. Okay, you call me my Christian name. Sure, I call you brother. How about that? If you're female, I'll call you sister. How about that?
He's a
Doesn't get much
Cameroni.
closer than that. Unless we got married, that might be weird. You remember me doing this? Speaking of art, you remember me doing this piece back in November of last year?
Oh yeah, vaguely. Yeah.
Vaguely.
I
I
haven't
actually
seen
know
that one
who
in a
this
while.
character is now. This character will be
Oh.
showing up in the Midnight comic book. He's called Polecat.
Ah.
And
Okay.
he'll be in Western wear and whatnot. And he'll be kind of like a werecat guy, or something for Midnight to come up against. His
You know
name's
what a polecat is, right?
Polecat is what?
I said, do you know what a polecat is? It's a slang term for an animal.
Slang term. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a skunk.
Well, maybe he stinks. He never bathes.
I'm just saying that maybe he's a stinky
I just
dude.
think it's a great name for a character, and probably never. I don't know that I've ever seen a polecat in comics, so
That
I
could be
thought that
part of
would be
his, like power set. He like smells so
you
bad that you
skunk.
can't even aim at him.
Maybe he's like the Purple Man and has an effect on the ladies.
Oh, pheromones. Yeah.
Yeah, pheromones like the mandrill, or we talked about that the other day. There's
Yeah, the Purple Man. And, yeah.
Purple
There was
Man and
another
Mandrill from the
one.
Defenders. That's where I first saw him. And then there's another one, and we mentioned him the other day. There's like three that I can think of, and I can't think
I
of the
can't think of
third
the
one
third
right
guy
now.
right now though. Shit.
But yeah, you can have well, X-Men, Mastermind. It seemed like
Mastermind, yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Mastermind with Jean
Grey.
Grey. He's not really affecting the pheromones, I don't think, but he's
No, it's actual
sure
mind control. Yeah, so it's real
mind
different.
control, which I guess he could tickle that part of your brain.
Yeah,
Your
he could
pheromones.
once he got a hold of you, he could put you into a fantasy, that he was in control of.
Or hypnotism, like Sauron.
Oh, Sauron, yeah.
Sauron, yeah, from the Savage Land. He would hypnotize the ladies, wouldn't he?
Well, he had those crazy eyeballs, man. That was the cool part.
Yeah, the
when he was
eyeballs, they'd
hypnotizing you,
radiate
his eyes
out
would go
circles. Yeah. They'd
Yeah, I like
radiate out
Sauron.
circles.
He's a good villain, man. Those
How do
the
you
X-Men
depict
and the
hypnotism?
Jungle Land books were a lot of fun.
Jim Hitter, Otter Christmas. I've actually watched that. It's pretty cute. I like it.
I haven't seen that one.
This coming December for me. Yeah.
I love otters.
You do like
they're
something?
actually the biggest member of the weasel.
Otters are interesting. Yeah. They like get a clam on their belly and a rock and try and open the clam and what.
Dude, those Australian river otters are deadly predators, dude. They're like sea wolves.
What water sea wolves now?
In Australia they've got these big ass river otters that get like 5-6 feet long, and they hunt in packs and shit. They take out caimans, jaguars, everything, dude. They'll take anything that comes near the water. They'll get it.
Thanks for giving me a new character, Seawolf. I like it.
Seawolf, yeah.
Now, weren't in World War II, weren't like the UV boats that
I think that was
the Nazis
the
had
sub
called
hunters.
Huh?
Maybe it was the sub hunters. I think that was the ones they called the sea wolves. I don't remember for sure. I'm not that. I mean, I'm old, but I ain't that old.
Uh, I like some of the Rankin and Bass sort of
Hail
Christmas
Apex.
type things, Christmas specials that they came out with.
You're such a good multitasker.
Yeah, Jinko knows what I'm talking about.
Seawolf, yeah.
Oh, it's the name of a missile. Hey.
Name of a missile,
Okay.
yeah.
That's kind of cool. I like that. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that might have been one of the ones they launched from the sub, huh? The sub-launch missile, maybe. No, I'm good.
I'm a bad host. I'm a bad host. I
Bad, right?
forgot
What did you?
Well, I wished him on Facebook happy birthday yesterday, but I did not mention it. Yesterday was Luke Aguilera's birthday, Death Metal Heroes' birthday.
Oh, well, hell, and happy birthday, Luke.
Yeah, happy birthday.
How young
Luke.
is that young man? What, he finally hit 30 now? Or?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He'd probably chuckle at that. I'm sure he's.
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a whole lot. He's probably like maybe early 40s if anything.
Early
but
40s.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, late 30s maybe.
He's older than
I don't know. He's still a
Elon.
pretty metal dude, man. So he might be younger than we think.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
Do bros ask their age? Like, how old are you? I guess we do.
I
don't
never
have
asked.
a problem with it.
Yeah, I never ask anybody their age. It's like it ain't polite to do with women and dudes.
Well,
I don't really care.
Yeah, that's the old thing. You know?
All I care is if you're cool or not. You can be young, you can be old, you can be whatever.
I had a
but if you're a
woman
dick,
that
you're a dick.
tell me her age recently. And I thought that was pretty cool that she just volunteered her age like that.
Yeah, some girls don't mind, but a lot of them are.
Some girls don't mind.
Touchy about that stuff. So
touchy.
I don't bother.
I reached out to Frankie B. Washington. I haven't heard from him, but
we haven't touched
would
Frankie
like to have
in a while.
Frankie on. I mean, he had double hip replacement.
Oh,
welcome to the show, Doc Blaylock. How are you, sir?
Hey, Doc. Good to see you, buddy.
Can you show us a proper salute? Because it's not like they do in the movies. It's like certain angle and you got to snap it, right?
Never show the palm of the hand. So it's either straight on or slight down.
Mm-hmm.
If you wear glasses, tip of the glasses. If not, the temple. And it's a snap.
Yeah.
Right. The whole
and
arm.
karate chop, and you take them down as quickly as
possible.
Not a
lazy drop.
And you do show them the palm of your hand when you slap them.
that's a different kind of salute you're getting.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. He upgraded Femback campaign. Check her out, he says. Okay, we'll do that.
Hell, Apex. What's going on, guys? Good to see you.
Yeah,
it's
good to see you, Doc.
Love the shirt. Good summer shirt to wear. Yeah.
Just had a really productive meeting with my publisher.
Awesome.
And then immediately after that, wonderful cast of characters and voice actors. We did a voiceover for an animated short cartoon that Flip City's doing.
That's
cool.
awesome. Yeah. Christy was in here.
Was William Shatner.
With William Shatner, who learned to emote when he was in grade school. The only reason I can do that is I watched that on Saturday Night Live. They did I love that he's still alive. I'm going to mourn the day he dies. Because there's never been an actor like William Shatner. And he was in Gunsmoke. So was Leonard Nimoy did more Gunsmokes than William Shatner. William Shatner was only in Gunsmoke once, but
Shatner is bigger than any role he ever played. He is.
He would tell you that.
He is a larger than life icon, and
Yeah.
he knows it.
But he's well grounded. He is really. I mean, he's done horse shows for decades. He's very grounded.
Seems like a very nice person too. Just a genuinely nice person.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's been a fixture in
personal
pop culture since the 60s. And so, I mean, the dude obviously, made an impact.
You know, I think he takes himself not too seriously, Doc. I mean, some of the stuff that he's done, he can't take himself seriously.
Correct.
He can't. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Well, I guess back in the day, like around when they were doing Star Trek and stuff, he
he's
took himself
64.
he took
Oh,
himself a
dear.
lot more seriously back then. Like he was kind of a dick, and then
Well, yeah. I mean,
he
close-ups and
lightened
whatever.
up later on, like after the Star Wars movies came out, and he started doing convention circuits and stuff. I guess he really, turned around
Well,
his attitude.
if you think,
There was an appearance by him on Saturday Night Live reacting to SNL's skit of Star Trek, including parody.
Oh shit!
And he goes,
Yeah.
I don't see what they're doing. I don't see any resemblance.
right.
He over Shatnered the Shatner.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, all the people that did the original Star Trek, their careers didn't take off. I mean, DeForest Kelly, he was in some iconic westerns and things like that. He was in some early Gunsmokes.
Spock did pretty well for himself. Leonard Nimoy managed to, still have a fairly active career.
Yeah, Shatner and I mean they did stuff, and then Leonard Nimoy, he also did Mission Impossible.
Yeah,
at the time.
DeForest Kelly's problem was that he had no ass whatsoever, so they'd put him in a western and a tight pair of jeans, and my man was just a stick with a head on it.
Yeah, yeah. He played a good bad guy though in Gunsmoke, I must say.
Yeah,
he plays good bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
He got the face for it.
He's kind of deadpan actor, to tell you the truth, but he looks like an unpredictable, real quiet sort that could rumble with you real quick, if you riled him.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Yeah, George Takei became an absolute douchebag.
So, oh God, yeah.
No use for
that.
Yeah,
he did. Yeah. He and Shatner and Walter Koenig, who played opposite of Koenig on the bridge as Chekhov, are still alive. They're the only three still alive, although I thought Koenig had passed away years ago. He wasn't look healthy to me. Apparently he's still alive and still not too healthy. Yeah. His son committed suicide. We talked about that the other day. It really affected him really bad, even though that was, I don't know, a decade ago or so.
Yeah.
Or more.
That's not something you get over overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. When you have a death of a child, and or a death of a pet. I've been doing a lot of writing, Doc.
Is rough, but
yes. Yes, I have, as a matter of fact.
When you told me about your 5-year deal, which you were thinking at that time was the third 3-year deal, that when I saw you when I was in Atlanta, Georgia, and of course he's not in Atlanta, but he's a short distance away from Atlanta. Walter Koenig is a kind of gentleman, according to Star Trek fans. Yeah. Well, they're from that generation where you knew manners, what we call manners or proper conduct. In military, I know this, that you never offer your hand to a lady unless she offers it first, right, Doc? If we're talking proper military etiquette, I know that because
that is correct.
If someone is my mother's cousin, would that make them my second? Would that make them my great cousin or anything?
It would make them your second cousin once removed.
Second cousin once removed. Okay. And but basically he retired out of the Army, a lieutenant colonel, and his wife Nancy, they've been married forever. She told us that, you never extend your hand and say,
yeah,
hey,
there's actually it's voluntary, but the military does have etiquette classes that you can go to if you're an uncouth swine.
Yeah, and there are a lot of uncouth.
So that you can know how to operate it like the Navy ball or the Marine Corps birthday, and it's very simplistic, rudimentary stuff.
Did you ever go to some of those dances or anything that were put on?
Well, I mean, it's mandatory. You have to go to the Navy ball. So
Okay.
the birthday ball every year.
Okay.
You gotta go.
And you wear your
Full dress
finery,
blues
right.
with miniature medals.
dress blues. Now, is that called dress blues in the Navy, Army, Marines, everything dress blues?
No,
No?
everybody calls them something different.
Okay.
Colloquially, we just called ours the Cracker Jacks, but it was dress
Cracker
blues.
Jacks.
Yeah, it was the dress blues.
I got a toy surprise.
And when it was a formal event, you had to wear miniature medals. And
Mm.
I didn't even know what those were.
Yeah.
Like the first time I put on just my ribbons, and they're like, no, you have to wear your medals. And I was like, oh, okay. So I put those on. No, dude, the dress, the miniature medals. I'm like, the what? I had to run, go buy some.
So they're not the ones you were actually awarded. They're just for,
Yeah, the miniatures are half the size.
yeah, and they're showy, huh? Now, do you have to prove that you have said medals, I
Oh, yeah.
guess?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
You
how
can't-
do you do that? They have it on record and you just
Yeah.
say, give me some
It's
miniature medals?
It's in your personnel file.
Okay. And do you get that at like the where do you get that at? On base there at the shop?
Yeah. Every base has what's called, back then it was called PSAD, which is the Personnel Support Activity Detachment. And that's where all the yeomen are, the record keepers, the paymasters, all those guys you'd never screw with because they can ruin your
Right.
life.
Yeah. Especially the paymaster.
Don't screw with that guy. Your check will
Yeah.
get lost.
Yeah, for months. I don't know. It got hung up, red tape.
But
Yeah, I didn't know that about miniature
medals.
medals.
We had an answer to that though. Is we tell a yeoman in a heartbeat, you fuck around me, I'll lose your shot record. Your ass will be. You'll have to go get all 36 shots again.
Oh gosh. What would you have done, Doc? I know this is hypothetical. What would you have done if you'd been in the military and they said it's mandatory to stay in, which has been seen as not right now? And they're, actually the people that actually quit at that time, maybe an dishonorable discharge, have been reinstated with back pay for all that time. So they made out like bank. But if they said, Doc, you got to get the jab, you got to stay in, would you have done it, you think?
Nope.
Or would you
No,
you would have been one of those to opt out, huh?
I would absolutely opt out.
Because that's unconstitutional, I think they found, isn't it?
Well,
Stepping on your
it went
constitutional
beyond
right.
that for me. Having a modicum of medical knowledge, I was
Uh-huh.
aware of what those things were, and that
Right.
they had not been through all the trials necessary to be a legitimate vaccine. So I was like, no, peace out.
way life should be, militant but peaceful. Yeah, peace through strength,
Yeah, you can't
as
be
Reagan said.
you can't be peaceful without being dangerous. You can only be harmless if you're not dangerous. Oh, Ginkgo, you were at Camp Pendleton, Semper Fi, Devil Dog. Hoorah.
And I was remiss in not doing this when Doc came in.
Still
Man,
available over on Fund My Comic.
Yeah, I was going to ask you for how much longer, Doc. Do you know?
I don't know. It's gonna. I guess the short answer is it'll stay up for a while, but it's going to change a little bit. The novella is going to, at some point in the near future, stop being available as part of the campaign because of my publication deal with my other publisher. And it'll become a storefront, so you can get the. Oh, cool, Apex! I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I forgot what I was saying. Just caught a cramp in my.
You were talking about it's going to become a storefront.
A little bit.
Yeah, it'll be a storefront for all of my Rampart Studios stuff. Will be over there.
That's good. I mean, Silverline Comics is doing that. I know Randy Zimmerman, who we're having on.
But it's going to cease to be, get the mug, get the tapestry, all. It's just going to be, here's what's available. What we have in stock, we will sell.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I've tried to get Russ for Arrow Comics to do that too. I know Randy, we had on Roland Mann, who from Silverline Comics, and he's got a storefront over there on Fun My Comic. And that's the cool thing about Luke Stone and them over there. They don't mind you doing a storefront. I mean, they kind of want it that way. I think that's a great way to sell your overages and catch people up, on back issues and stuff. Yep. And then of course you'll have like not only comics, but you'll have mugs, novellas, anything you have available.
Yeah, we decided we still have a small amount of the Pariah mugs. We have no more of the Damn Dirty Thing mugs. We're going to do another print run of those and just keep them in stock.
Did you ever do a white one, or did you just do black?
Just black on that one.
Okay. Now, you did white on Pariah Blood and Mud though, right? A few of them.
Yeah.
But black is more popular, right?
Well, yes, and we had to decide because if you do white and black, you have to buy the mugs by the dozen. And if I'm going to offer black and white, then I got to buy 2 dozen mugs instead of 1 dozen at a time. So that's not an outlay I wanted to make.
It wasn't bad of me to shame an artist into doing me a piece for free.
I refuse to answer that question without more details.
Okay. Well, this is a wild story. I've told this story about subscriptions. I haven't subscribed to many, but the subscriptions with comics back in the day, I never had luck with, like Neil Adams' Miss Mystic. I subscribed to a year of that, and I waited 6 months, got issue 2, and that was it for my $5. I still remember how much it was. Now, my mother paid this because it was early 80s. She paid it for me, the subscription, for 2 years. I didn't get one magazine of Justice Machine, Mike Gustovich. We've had him on a couple of times recently in the last couple of weeks. And I brought it up every time he came on, just jokingly. And he's actually doing me an 11x17 in color if I want it. And I did say yes to that. In color, Titan drawing for my 2-year subscription. So I got something out of my subscription like 45 years ago.
Okay. I mean, that's awesome. And no, I don't fault you for that. Yeah. However, I do have to go. I've got another meeting I got to get into.
Right on. Would you like to see real quick Ryan James's Bog that he did recently? Just a little sketch. Ryan James is currently working on a trading card artwork for me.
Sorry, Doc, I was doing a little dinner prep there.
No problem, my friend.
Good night, good sir.
All right, let me get it up here real quick. If somebody clip that, I'll want to use that later. There we go. This is just a little sketch. He's making another sketch. I said this looked fine.
Very cool. Very cool.
Kind of gave him some reference the other day. You like that?
Very cool.
The many different a bog. You know, he even put in your leaves, Doc. You know, instead of my twigs.
Nice.
On a,
All right, I got
my
to bounce.
problem was he looked like an Indian. You know, with feathers,
Got to go. Bye.
and that wasn't the original. See, you know, polecat. Neil Adams took Rex's money. Absolutely. Yeah. He'll take anybody's money and their original artwork when he was alive. That what people would bring original artwork of his that he thought should be returned to him, and don't even give it any thought to, now I've heard, Neil Adams, I don't want to comment on somebody I never met. And you know what? Anybody can change, right?
Right.
But now I'm told he could be a beast with people, putting some of his artwork up there to be signed, and he would sign it and then put it under the table and say, "Now get out of here." That's what I'm told. And
wow.
my friend was had some stuff and Neil Adams was trying to find good scans of this early 70s work, and he had the originals, and he did not let it leave his hands. He had it in a valise, right? And he went in there, and that's when he had his falling out with Neil Adams. And I tell you what, it threw the fear of God into him, Shadowhawk. Now that Neil Adams is dead, I can kind of tell this story. He actually called security on my friend, and
really?
sent him and security and his son, Neil Adams' son, to get good scans of that work. But my friend would not release it for him to. I think as soon as he saw it, he went ballistic, and he was the one that said, I had seen him do that before, where people bring up original artwork of his, he would sign it and put it under the table and say, "Now get out of here." Can you imagine what that would make up, dude? Yeah, I know you would have took him down, but then they could have got
I'd have been pissed, man. He'd have had a fucking irate Shadowhawk on the floor of the con that day.
No, I get it, bro. I mean, I would have, but I've heard good things, bad things. I think with creative rights,
Yeah, and you hear stories about pretty much everybody. Like everybody has their moment, right? When they're,
well, when it came to original artwork, I'm told, like Gil Kane would come to Marvel, or he would go to, the Office, DC, whatever, and he would grab artwork, get some of his artwork, but he'd get some of other artists' artwork and take it home too. I'm told he was sticky fingers.
Well, they were just, a lot of the artists back then weren't saving their stuff, and it would just get trashed anyway.
Right. You'd be shredded, and and there is a story where Neil Adams come in and this guy is shredding a bunch of the original artwork, and he said, you stop what you're doing right now. I'll be right back. He went to get some higher ups, whatever, to stop that practice, and he came back, and the guy's still shredding stuff.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He didn't get popped.
He might have, behind the scenes, grumpiness and meanness and a-hole wannabe comic creator around. What the? Hey, Eric, are you talking about me? Because I'm grumpy sometimes. I can be an a-hole. I'm a wannabe. What's your point besides the one on your head, Eric? I love you. I did send you the link today if you want to come on, bro. Just to let you know, because I'm a nice guy.
Oh, don't be trying to sell that shit now. Nice guy. No.
Look, man. I that was my little saving caveat. Give it to me. I just said I was an a-hole sometimes, a wannabe creator, and grumpy. Can I put one good thing in there? Jeez.
Nope.
No. Okay, that's fair.
Have you not learned anything?
Please read my comment. No, I said me. Oh, you said you. Okay. I just came home. Oh, okay. That's okay. We love it when Eric's on. We're like I said, tomorrow, Monday, we will have Edwin Buzz Acevedo talking about his new kind of omnibus of what he's doing. We'll find out more about it tomorrow. And then somebody new that we added, I think I announced this yesterday, Wednesday, we're having on Andy Smith and Dennis Turner.
Oh, cool.
To talk about their newly launched project. I think it's getting ready to
Lilith, I think it
10,000, I
launched.
believe.
It launched
And then
yesterday, I think.
yeah, I thought they might talk, and I'm sure we'll talk about Core Draft 2, or Core Draft 3, as it were. You know what's going to happen in the future with Core Draft,
Right.
which I believe Dennis writes that with Andy. I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And so we're going to have some barbarian talk this week for sure. Wednesday we've got on Andy and Dennis Turner, and then we have Russ and Russ Manning, Leach, and Russ Manning, and Randy Zimmerman from Arrow Comics, and of course they're going to be talking about the Atlantean 3, which is Cole, another barbarian, and then Saturday we're going to have Jason Bascom, and I don't know who else. Hopefully Ink Spots and Frog G.
Oh, cool.
Talking about Frog G.
God, that's a tough one to say. Lilith, Infernal Conflict. That's Andy Smith's new campaign. Thank you, Helder, for dropping the link.
Lilith is easy to say, but Lilith.
It's a mouthful.
There was. Please read my comment. Yeah, please read my comment. That's what I need to put right across the T-shirt. Please read my comment. I often misread stuff, because I'm in a hurry. I'm trying to do a show. Look,
Arkansas
you don't do this every day. You try it. I mean, really. I don't think I get enough credit. Maybe I get too much. I went into a chat, I think last night, and they were talking about, Devil Flyer is here. Rex, he streams all the time. I get that so many times, and I'm like, I suppose if you stream more than once a week or whatever, I get that everybody doesn't do it daily, but he streams all the time. I get a reputation of where I stream all the time, Shadowhawk, because it's more than
I mean, it's one thing if we were just doing a 4:00 shadow every day, because we've been doing that for almost 3 years now.
Almost 4 come December.
Was it almost 4? Shit.
Well, and, 4 in December.
But you do a bunch of streams when I'm not around too. When I'm in bed and shit, you'll be up late. You were up with Elsie Brown the other night.
I saw an opportunity. I was going to go on and Risey threw the link out there, last night or early this morning, really. And
I saw some of that. Yeah.
And
Risey, he's something else.
And he had up there, and he said, I didn't even know I had that option to simulcast, so I simulcast. And then Timothy Olsen, Eric, and Boyd. I think Eric was up, and there's Ryan. Hey, Ryan. Sadly, I'm here because I have no life.
Hey,
Barbarian Week on 4
Eric, it's not that bad. Could be worse, but
yeah. Well, sadly, I'm here. I have no life either. I don't go anywhere except maybe the store.
Wait a minute. I've been.
I
here
get out and
day
about at night, and work. When I'm working. I live a dual life, Shadowhawk. As you know, I have a seasonal job for about half the year, and half the year I'm off, and I'm here all the time, and don't go anywhere for days. Now I might go over and see Mom, but that's about it.
Yeah, take Abby outside for a walk, that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm glad you told me that Polecat was like a skunk. I guess that's right. Yeah,
that was my understanding of it. The old slang term for a skunk.
I haven't looked it up yet, but I thought that would be a good name for this character that I just did a drawing of. And
is it a Saint Bernard puppy? You're getting big, man.
Yeah.
My neighbor got a Saint Bernard puppy like a few weeks ago, dude. The thing is already bigger than Daisy, and he's probably only like 10 weeks old.
Well, like today, I slept. If I feel, and then I've been watching. Man, I am on like maybe the last episode of episode 19 of Gunsmoke. So I'm going to be on the last season pretty soon. After today, I'll be on season 20, and within season 19, Glenn Strange passed away. The bartender, Sam. he passed
Right.
away. And
Oh
so
wow.
he started season 19 and he wasn't looking, he always kind of looked pasty. I mean, he played Frankenstein,
Yeah, I mean, he played a dead guy.
you know.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, he played Frankenstein more than once. Can you mention the times that he did?
I believe he was in the Laurel and Hardy one. Not
No,
Laurel and Hardy.
no, you
Abbott and
picked
Costello.
Abbott and Costello. You are
I
correct,
think he
sir.
was Frankenstein in that one, and
Yeah.
then
Like the
was
House
it?
of Frankenstein or something like that.
It
One of the
wasn't
later
Bride of Frankenstein. Bride was still Boris, right?
Was
Wasn't
it the
that still?
family of Frank? It wasn't the family. It was. I know they
Not
had
the
the
family.
Dracula family or something at the end.
Yeah.
The Draculas,
The horror of
bet Eric.
Frankenstein.
bet
No, I
Eric
think that was
would
a Hammer one. The horror of Frankenstein was. I
Glenn
don't know.
Strange
It
was a
was
great
another
Frankenstein.
Universal
Yeah.
title, but Return of Frankenstein or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, in one of the later Frankensteins, and his was the Frankenstein that they. It's amazing that his Frankenstein really was picked over Boris Karloff for the Aurora kid.
I know
Which
that's a shocker. Because
All
to
right,
me,
here's a
I
trivia
still think
question.
Boris
What
Karloff was the definitive.
famous comic book hero did he inspire that has been in TV, has been in movies, has been in
Frankenstein?
cartoons? Yeah. The
monster?
Aurora kid. I've talked about it. 1962 came out. It was very
Right.
popular. What comic book character rather that's been in
Oh,
cartoons?
it was. Yeah, I remember this one. It was the Hulk, wasn't it?
Incredible Hulk. You are correct,
Yeah.
sir. And they made him gray, and it wasn't due to printing. And they came
No,
back
they didn't
after the
want to
first
have
issue, and they said, making green like the popular model. And that's why he was made green. Frankenstein door-to-door salesman. Yes,
Frankenstein
Hulk, you are
walks
correct,
among
Eric.
us. Ah, thank you.
You got the info
Wow,
correct.
Eric
Guess
is
what? You
feisty
win
tonight.
nothing. Good day, sir. Frankenstein walks among us. Was that one?
Frankenstein selling vacuums.
Yeah. A Kirby vacuum cleaner. It has to be a Kirby.
Well, that's the joke, Rex. Come on. If you have to explain the joke, damn, you don't get comedy.
There's a lot of people that have probably in this audience that's never even heard of a Kirby vacuum cleaner. My grandmother had one.
Neck bolts and leather boots.
And it's like a tube on sleds.
Mm-hmm.
That you pull across the carpet.
Yeah.
It didn't have wheels. With the
My mom bought one of those things.
with the hose.
We had one.
Yeah.
The old torpedo.
I think you could reverse those and actually blow out air if you had to. That was the cool thing about it. And if
you just switch the
if you
the
rigged
hose
it up
from
right,
one
you
end to
could
the other.
use that you used to paint airbrush.
Oh yeah, dude! I saw a really cool thing on Instagram when I was cruising around today. There's these little pens and a battery powered little air sprayer. You just clip the pen into it, and then it's like a little airbrush, and you can do models and shit and all kind of.
Yeah. That's why I kept that Kirby for a long time, because I thought I might want to attach this and try an airbrush with it, because you could blow out air as well, suck in it. And I guess that was good, because if it got clogged, you could go the other way with it and maybe get it unclogged, right?
Yeah, but the problem is when it got unclogged, it would blow all that dirt right back out into your room.
Right. Well, you'd want to go outside to do that. But can you imagine that a salesman does come to your door and you just and you're vacuuming and you want to reverse that and get rid of him? You could just blow that crap in his face right there in the doorway. I don't advocate that. I'm just saying, just going down that rabbit hole.
Well, dude, back when I was a kid, I went to one of those where it's supposedly a job interview.
Oh yeah.
And then they sit you down in this fucking sales meeting for fucking vacuum cleaners. Yeah. And it was the modern version of like the Kirby and shit. And they're like, you're gonna walk up to this person's house with a cup full of dirt and a cup full of coffee grounds, and you're just gonna dump it on their floor, and then you're gonna show them how good this thing cleans, and they're gonna buy
Yeah.
it from you immediately. And I was like,
Or
I
red
stood up and
wine.
walked.
You
I stood
stain
up
the
and walked the
carpet.
fuck out. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get shot. Is what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Or red wine. You stain the carpet.
Mhm.
You show how good
Or
it
a
can
handful
suck
of
all that
fucking
liquid out.
ball bearings. Hey, keep some ball bearings with you and show them how easy it is. Fuck you. I'm not.
Ball bearings with grease on them. How about that?
Yeah,
Let's just
that'd
up
be
that.
great.
It sucks and it blows.
She's gone from blow to suck,
Yeah.
or from suck to blow.
Yeah. No
Is
wonder
that
we got a
Spaceball?
divorce. No wonder we got a divorce. Anyway.
May the Schwartz be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you. Exactly. That's from Spaceballs for sure. I'm never been a big Spaceball fan, but
God, come on, Rex.
I know. I just
Come
need to
on.
watch it more. I need to
Shut
watch
up.
it more.
Come on.
Anything with John Candy. I actually saw a movie poster that had John Candy in it. It was like, ooh, there's still some stuff I'm sure that I have not seen with
He's a
John
mug.
Candy. Huh? What?
He's a mug. Part man, part dog. He's a mug.
Yeah, right.
I can't believe you don't like Spaceballs. Wow.
I haven't watched it enough,
My
bro.
heart
It really-
breaks, Rex. Just
Yeah.
thinking about it. Your
Well, I
lack of
couldn't
humor.
I couldn't believe that that Elsie hadn't seen Star Wars. I mean, were you in the
Yeah.
deepest, darkest jungles of Africa? What the?
It's kind of hard not to see Star Wars, really. At this
I said
point.
you didn't see a movie that was in the theaters, in some theaters, for 2 years. Really?
Oh,
Here's
Copics
your
also making
Psylocke.
airbrush too, huh?
This is
That's
a
kinda
very
cool.
nice
They're probably
Psylocke piece
a lot
for
more
you.
expensive than the one I saw.
I like
here
how
you
they
go.
did the background on this. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Little distressed look.
a little Psylocke action.
I know you like Psylocke, so. Spaceball 2 coming soon from 98-year-old Mel Brooks. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. I guess they just released Happy Gilmore too. Happy Gilmore
Yes,
2
you do.
as well. I don't know if it's
I
any
didn't-
good or not. I haven't seen any reviews or heard anything about it yet, but the first one was funny.
I didn't see the first one, so I probably won't
No?
see the second.
Oh yeah, it's pretty funny, dude. It's dumb funny, but it's
Right.
funny. It's not highbrow
Dan-
humor, but
Dan Pleagle of Goblin Girl says, "Hey friends, don't miss out on this exclusive print that I did for Drawing Aces. So that would be Edwin.
Oh, cool.
Buzz S of
That's
Edwin.
Edwin. That's a
You
big
get
one.
a print of it for free when you back Drawing Aces Comics Group Anthology #1 via the Kickstarter between now and Thursday. Don't miss out. Drawing Aces Comics Group.
Excellent.
here
And hail
is
Omer
the-
Glitch. Finally got
here's
here.
the
You're
print
late,
that
buddy.
you can get from Dan Pleagle.
Ooh, hello, Goblin Girl. I see a
Hello.
couple of things that interest me about her already.
Hey, Omer. This is a family show, Omer Glitch.
Hopefully,
Space my ball.
Goblin Girl will be arriving soon. I'm hoping. I'm not sure exactly where Dan's at on that project right now, but he's had quite a few health issues going on. So
but the biggest delay. Also, Billy on the colors of coloring it. Has been kind of slower than they've said that all along, that he's been slower at coloring Goblin Girl than not throwing Billy
really?
under the bus, but it was
no, you
taking
just threw him
longer.
under and then backed over him twice, dude. Well, okay.
That's what I do. That's absolutely what I do. as you
Wow.
well know.
Poor Billy, man. He's gonna be in a wheelchair the rest of his life.
He can handle it. He can handle it. But I think they both admitted that they're,
Nah, yeah, Billy's fine.
slow at coloring that
I
project.
didn't. On the record, I said none of this, Billy.
Yeah.
It's all right.
So looking at Edwin's project right now over there on Kickstarter, 11 backers, $306 over there. I will drop the link for it over there, although it's going to be a big link. Kickstarter doesn't know how to do a small link to click on. Doesn't seem like. But we will have him on tomorrow talking about said project, which is all his stuff rolled up in one. He's doing that with Sim the Ink Slinger for sure.
Yeah.
For one thing, yeah.
Oh, and speaking of great black and white artists, Marv is going to have his new book, Moon, coming out soon. He's steady working on it. He posted a page today on, I think it was Instagram. It might have been X. But
Marv does great work, but he doesn't promote enough to get enough support.
Well, he's getting ready to start doing some more regular stuff on his channel. I just talked to him yesterday, actually, and he wants to have me on as his first guest for his regular show.
I am jelly.
Yeah, I was honored. I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! I'll be happy to come on."
I've been trying to get you two together because I thought he would be a good fit for your project for sure as well.
Oh,
and
dude,
I know
I've been talking to Marv for 3 years, 4 years.
I
now.
know, and he's had hand issues, and I understand.
Yeah, no, I dude, I love his art. I mean, but he's busy, with his own project. I get it. I wouldn't want to, I mean, even if he could use the money, I wouldn't want to slow his project down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would
get it.
That would be his decision to say yes.
Well,
but if it
some of
takes
these
away,
creators wouldn't say, "I'm doing a 204-page comic book." I mean, or what? I'm just amazed at some of these crowdfunders that, it's going to be 83 pages, whatever. I'm just throwing numbers out there. It's going to be.
Well,
I mean,
I can see like
200 pages.
What's the dude's name from Wolf and Betsy? Like he's got 20 years of stuff already, piled up. He can release a 100-page, 300-page, whatever book, and still have plenty of stuff that nobody's ever seen yet. So, I mean, that's kind of a great position to be in.
I got nothing.
Okay, whatever.
I just last try. Anyway, Aaron Lepresti is working on pages 55 of 64 pages.
Okay. Wow.
Whatever. Okay, well you tell me that again, because some things go over my head when I'm looking at the chat and you're speaking.
I was talking about the dude from Wolf and Betsy. He's got years of accumulated stuff that no one has seen.
Absolutely. He's got decade worth.
Yeah, he can easily put out, a 300-page book or whatever, and not even have to, all he's got to do is put together a print file.
Well, now one thing is like if you went from publisher to publisher to publisher, like
you might have to,
like Mike Gustovich did with many, I mean, they were through Innovation, Noble, his own brand, and what was wild is Saturday he said he couldn't remember, but he may not even came up with the name Justice Machine. It was Power Comics that probably came up with that. He can't remember if he came up with the name or if they did, but that's wild. You don't see a person kind of put their own IPs under somebody else's thing like that. So, but
that's
early. But what? Alterna Comics Omnibus, yeah. Now, when you go from publisher to publisher, my comment on was that you had to find good scans from all those people, and hopefully you retain the rights to, you know, reprint all that stuff in a larger volume together. And it can be a hassle just tracking down everybody, especially some of these smaller
Yeah, I suppose.
venues, these smaller publishers. Wolf and Batsy's very
Like
cool
when
though.
he was
Yeah,
doing the 90s Cyberfrog omnibus, he had a bunch of guys that ended up sending him stuff that he had completely forgotten about. You know, like
yeah,
Trent sent him
yeah,
stuff, Matt Martin
yeah.
sent him stuff. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's like, I guess it's easy when you've been, you know, in the business so long that you piled up this giant, you know, backlog of work.
Well, look at these head sketches and stuff. I think people are going to be amazed at the amount of artwork that I did during this campaign just in the past year or so.
Oh, dude, you blew out a shit ton of those little sketch cards, man. I mean,
Yeah, at least
you,
over 300, maybe 400 at
you
this
got,
point. I don't
I
know, and
gotta
that's
be,
just
dude, 'cause
that. I've done other stuff
you were
too.
steady just doing those for a while, dude.
Yeah,
You know?
well, I mean, I kind of get on that, right? I was doing sketch cards for a while, and I was doing
And then
sketch
you went to the
marks.
pizza
I was
round
doing
for a
sketch
little
marks.
while.
Remember?
Yeah,
I was doing
sketch marks.
I was doing the what do you call them? The bookmarks. I was doing bookmarks. Remember?
Mhm.
There for a while,
Oh yeah,
and then
and
you know,
then you
I invented sketch
got on the
marks and
pizza
didn't even know
rounds
it.
and the pecans. Like you still got a bunch of them little bog pecans.
Oh yeah, yeah. When I find them, I do those. Yeah, I've done
Those things are so cool, dude.
250 of those at least, or maybe. Yeah.
I think you have more than that, dude.
Now I am going to have some sketch cards, official Momentum sketch cards. This is an Alterna one, but I am going to have some of these printed up right after we do the charter member cards, and then I'll actually do some of these artwork when I get them, and we'll put them up on the campaign. Campaign's not dead yet, but we are getting stuff printed up right now. And Omer's doing not skid marks. That's
Yeah, I
in my
agree,
shorts.
Eric. Welcome back is good stuff. I don't know any of the details of what happened with him and Pete.
Uh-oh. Well, Rex flies solo for a few minutes. As I was saying, Aaron Lopresti working on pages 55 and 64 and 10 more pages going to the colorist today. He says back Wraith of God 3, Fear Hollow, we are almost done, he says. Just show you this. I think this is my favorite color. Cover. There we go. Of all of them, I just like the atmosphere, the gray black of his costume and everything. I just think that's probably my favorite cover for this campaign. I have not backed this one yet. I did back Wraith of God 2 and with a catch-up tier with a second printing of Wraith of God #1. I'm very excited to be working on a Western right now. I have been doing some writing on that. Not a story per se. That is a great cover. I agree, Omer. But it's Aaron Lopresti. He only gets better and better and better over years. And it's amazing till he hit CG that I didn't even know about him. I mean, I had stuff, of his. There's the link, by the way, for Wraith of God 3. If you haven't backed it or want to back it, or this is wild. Michelangelo left behind a trail of artistic marvels, including his statue of David and the sublime frescoes that adorn the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Now a secret room in Florence where walls are sketched with doodles that the Italian Renaissance master is believed to have created while evading a death sentence ordered by Pope Clement the Seventh amid his falling out with the powerful Medici family has officially opened to the public. Michelangelo is thought to have spent around 2 months hiding in the tiny chapel beneath the Medici chapels in the Basilica of St. Lorenzo in maybe that's your lizard representation today, Lorenzo. San Lorenzo, rather, in 1530 AD, making dozens of drawings that are reminiscent of his previous works, including a drawing of Lydia and the Swan, a painting produced during the same year that was later lost. The existence of the charcoal and chalk drawings remain unknown until 1975. When the director of the chapel was searching for a suitable space to create a new exit for the museum. He found a trap door underneath a wardrobe that led to the 10M, whatever that is, long by 3M wide room. The sketches were unveiled after the walls. The sketches were unveiled after the walls of the chapel, which until 1955 had been used to store slack coal before being sealed off for the next 2 decades, were stripped. Let's see. The director said it was as if the artist had wanted to produce a catalog of his work, not knowing whether he would emerge from the chamber dead or alive. It is widely believed that Michelangelo sought refuge in the room to hide from the Medici's. I'm sure I'm murdering some of this. As his former patrons, when the rulers returned to Florence after being banished into exile in 1527 by popular revolt that the artist had joined. He was eventually pardoned by the Medici's, and the sentence was lifted by the Pope so that the artist could complete work on the Sistine Chapel and the Medici family tomb. Michelangelo left Florence for Rome in 1534. So let me show you that picture, and I'm sure Shadowhawk is back by now. So discovered back in the 70s, 1975, Shadowhawk.
Why on a
More
white nipple?
drawings
What
by
the hell?
Michelangelo.
Oh, sweet.
Drawings by Michelangelo.
Yeah, I see that. Can you hear me, Aaron?
I can, yeah.
No?
I can see a face. I can see a face in the foreground, legs, and then back on the back wall, I see figures and legs.
Oh,
Very cool.
my shit's all wonky, dude, and it's Sunday, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but hello, have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Take care, Shadowhawk. Love you, bro.
Love you, Rick.
Lopresti, Silvestri, Keown are all examples that many artists improve with age. Contrary to popular belief, artists don't get worse over time. Some of them do. I will say some of them do seem to get a little loose with their work and not as crisp. But yeah, there's a lot of artists that go the other way and just get better and better and better. Look at Gary Shipman. He's another one with his inking, with a brush is not, I mean, it's amazing what he does. Jinko says you have a great night as well, Shadowhawk. Some get lazy. Yeah, I think so. Or they don't want to devote the time that maybe they did when they were hungrier, to establish themselves. Yeah, I mean, with Lopresti, I got later on, a couple issues of Garbage Man, and it was a backup story. But I did get his Sludge from Ultra Comics, whatever it was, the Ultraverse. Really brought it to my attention. Here's the book that we will be covering, with Andy Smith and Dennis Turner. This is his latest outing into comics. And I will drop the link for that if you want to go check that. Fairly new launched Indiegogo project. Andy Smith's Infernal Conflict, a dark fantasy. Lilith's talons carve a bloody path through the abyss to crush a new threat, Demon Lord Vaxaron. And I'll just bring up the campaign, but here, Ultraverse, there we go, was my jam in the weekends, on the weekends, yeah. They actually made a toy line from that and had some George, Ultra Force. I know the Ultra Force background, because I have one of those toys still on the card, is George Perez artwork. So definitely drawn to that. So before Andy Smith ever gets here and before we can run him off with our banter, we're going to take a look at this and chop it up. There we go. And here we go. Our first look. Now that's just, I'm going to call him out for this when I have him on. Look at that. His face is over Dennis's name. I don't know why Dennis puts up with this. Okay, in all fairness, he's covering up, get that stuff off of there. Come on. How are we supposed to read that with Andy's face smiling at us? I mean, I don't know. Should I criticize one of the kings? Maybe. Andy's good-spirited. If I can't throw him under the bus, who can I throw under the bus? Please give me a list of people. I'll do it. Got to rock the boat sometimes. Tip the boat over. Rock the boat. But Dan Lawless says, oh, man, John's work is always something special. There's really no one like him. The power, the drama, the design and color. It's all uniquely John Malin, except no substitutes. He says Andy Smith's new book, Lilith, has just launched a couple of hours ago. Lilith is a character that emerged from the pages of Andy's previous book, Core Draft, and because she was so popular, Andy decided to make her into a main character with her own book. You can get this John Malin cover as one of the alternate covers on Andy's new book. Back in today on Indiegogo. Follow the link, he says. And I'll show you that cover again. Absolutely. I think he was going to make a t-shirt on his first Core Draft campaign, and there wasn't enough orders. I actually ordered one of the t-shirts from Andy. The first thing I actually bought from Andy. I thought, well, I can't buy the book, but I'll buy a t-shirt. And he didn't get enough orders really to produce it. So I didn't get it, but I tried, and I have try and support Andy. Maybe it's age, but I think something happened to him, accident, drug, stroke, or others. But what are we talking about? Disco songs? What? Poor Dennis. Yes, I think it could be age. Let's see, something happened to Frank. It's sad. Let's see. Who are we talking about? Frank who? John Malin, he knows he goods. He avoids the camera sometimes, yeah. So we will have them on Wednesday talking about that. And it's pretty neat that we've got some barbarian type action, not only Wednesday, but on Thursday with the Atlantean crew. So that's going to be cool to talk to Arrow Comics, Randy Zimmerman, and Russ Leach. Here's some William or Wayne Barlow images from the Alien Life of Wayne Barlow. Came out in 1995. I had a Barlow Alien book, not this particular one. I think I probably had, but yeah, Barlow stuff just really. Hey, Mike, Frank Miller, whatever. Yeah, Frank Miller. Yeah. Frank, I think had, like you said, a stroke or something like that. He's not looked well for a while now, and the artwork that he's turning in is questionable at best, to some people. That's a wild piece. And I think this is kind of after the Mona Lisa, kind of reminiscent of the Mona Lisa just by the garb and the angle. I had this similar character or something in the book that I had. That's the only one that kind of looks familiar to me out of all those. But love Barlow's guide. I need to actually get an update of that, if they have a complete thing. Speaking of Gary Martin, he says my ink's over David Nakayama on Marvel Adventures Hulk. I think that was for younger readers, Marvel Adventures stuff. Guest starring Doctor Strange. So here's a page that he did. Brush inking over. Uses only a brush to ink with. Oh, and there's the nameless ones, although I've never seen the nameless ones so rounded like the old character Concrete like that. That's interesting. But it was for kids, so they kind of make it less angles, more kid friendly, I suppose, more organic. Here's a nice Western comic cover. Alice Cooper looks like Todd McFarlane. They both out here sometimes. Mike Barlow art, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why Westerns are so popular, but I know I'm excited to be working on a Western. Here's a page from Bernie Wrightson. So you're Shadowhawk, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, Molded in Evil from, of all places, Plop number 5. Plop number 5. Bernie Wrightson page. Of course, dealing with Cain and Abel, the characters from House of Mystery. I believe it was. But this is from Plop number 5. Who knew Bernie Wrightson was in Plop? I'm actually trying right now, slowly but surely, trying to find a particular issue of Plop because I actually have some production art to one of the pages. Here's some concept art from 1939, The Wizard of Oz, painted by production designer Jack Martin Smith. So here's some production artwork or concept artwork for The Wizard of Oz. That came out in 1939. Cool. I've never seen these before. I assume they're either gouache or watercolor, maybe on toned paper. Here would be in the Emerald City. Can you imagine making sets like that? And why does Dorothy look black there? Just saying. He's on down the wall. Maybe that's a precursor to the Wiz. Oh, skipped one. Here we go. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool stuff. Wizard of Oz production artwork. Presumably done in 1938, 39, when the movie came out. not sure when I forget when they did release it. In the Heat of the Night, starring Sidney Poitier, a young black, early black actor, I should say, the very first one to win an Academy Award. And not for this movie, but Rod Steiger premiered in theaters 58 years ago and 1967, would later get its own TV show starring Archie Bunker of all, Raoul N.T. Hell to you, sir. It's good to see you. Some other things that happened recently. Stevie Wonder released his 16th studio album, Intervisions, 52 years ago, 1972. I'm unfamiliar with that. August 1983, AT&T, I remember this, introduced a new logo following an antitrust case that led to the Bell system breakup. As part of the settlement, AT&T agreed to stop using the iconic Bell symbol. Saul Bass designed both the 1969 Bell emblem and the new globe design, nicknamed Death Star. Did you know that? It's pretty wild, huh? Still using that today. Been around since 1969. I wonder what they used before that. Clear and Present Danger, starring Harrison Ford, premiered in theaters 31 years ago, 1994. Is that the one where he played the president and he was like on the plane and they had kidnappers on the plane, or on Air Force One, or thinking another one? Well, it was a Clear and Present Danger. She is 18 and legal. Archie Bunker, yeah. No, it wasn't Look Who's Coming to Dinner. He won for the one with the nuns, I think, amen, amen. I forget which one that was earlier on in his career in the 60s. A good movie. Is that the one with Brad Pitt? I don't know. I'm asking, I know he did that. Yeah, he's a staple. I mean, he's almost petrified at this point. He's getting up there in age. I had the very first movie that he was in, a little walk-on thing where he's bellhop, saying telephone for Mr. whatever the character's name was. And the actor was our man Flint, James Coburn, in one of his movies. I forget the name of it. Circus something. I can't remember, but yeah, that was his first. His Gunsmoke appearances in season 18 weren't really that memorable. I mean, his second role, I think, was larger and had more breadth to it. The other was less like a spoiled kid that was getting into trouble and stuff. His first appearance on Gunsmoke, I didn't even know he was in Gunsmoke. That's amazing. Like I say, on the last episode, I believe, of season 19, I'll go on to season 20 here pretty soon. Later tonight. Piranha. Joe Dante's Piranha premiered in theaters 47 years ago, 1978. Did you watch Piranha at the theater? Great poster, by the way. And a great follow-up movie to Jaws, really something, in the water. Eat the flesh off of you. A Man Called Flintstone premiered in theaters 59 years ago. If you've not seen this is 1966 when it came out. This was sort of Hanna-Barbera's riff on sort of like A Man Called Flint that I just mentioned with James Coburn, and the spy rage of the 1960s, thanks to James Bond. If you've not seen A Man Called Flintstone, it's worth a watch. Absolutely. What about movie Duck You Suck? Duck You Sucker. I think that's the one you're thinking about, the Western. I think you can watch that movie on I think you can watch it on YouTube. Seagal, wasn't he in a movie? Seagal, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't. I mean, I know he was in Witness. You remember Witness? Speaking of Scooby Doo, and I don't think we were. Elton, Elvis John cassette tape, 1977. They found as a clue. Star Wars years. That's pretty wild. Quaker Instant Grits. Has anybody ever tried that? I know I haven't. Quaker Instant Grits. I do like hominy. I did not like it growing up. Pouch pack. I wonder what different flavors they had. Original country bacon, real cheddar cheese, and can't really tell on that one with the red stuff in there. Oh yeah, cool down during the summer. I don't trust Dairy Queen ice cream. I'm sorry, I just don't. Look, I'm telling you, a lot of this fast food stuff is not good for you. Could be fire, comic book, yeah. Well, just take that concept and do, hey, David Brink, how are you, sir? Hope things are going good with you. I know they're going, yeah, typo. I just hate on YouTube when you're doing searches and it wants to autofill in other stuff. Macrame, you remember this? This is like a memo, and I think my mother made one of these or had one of these where you put your car keys and your letters and stuff in. That's probably Sears catalog there. That was some 70s goodness at the time. Montgomery Ward catalog. Okay, Montgomery Ward. A Dollar Tree is at where Montgomery Ward was here in town. 1977 Star Wars years, Dr. Pepper launched its Be a Pepper advertising campaign featuring David Naughton. And you might have seen this actor in Werewolf in London. Absolutely.
I drink Dr. Pepper, don't you see? 'Cause it's the perfect taste for me.
And after this, he would become a werewolf.
That original taste, is making peppers everywhere I go.
Seems like that this was the last, that and Werewolf in London is just about tops for him. I know he had bit parts and things like that. Was he in Gunsmoke? I don't know. I haven't seen the last. That's about the time he was acting, so he might have been in the last Gunsmoke. Who knows? Dr. Pepper Werewolf. There you go. I'd forgot this came out. Sesame Street presents Follow That Bird. Premiered in theaters 40 years ago in 1985. Didn't see it. Was in college at that time. But yeah, they came out, and I see Snuffleupagus is in there and others. Very cool. Yeah, everybody talking about the defunding of public TV, PBS. It's been a long time coming. $50 billion with things like Sesame Street. They don't need the money. They can get that from licensing fees and things like that. Look, we're a country in debt, and we're not only in debt, we're bankrupt. Really, we're trading off our credit. Pretty soon here, if we don't get it under control, we're not going to be able to pay the interest. Now, are we going to pull a fast one and say we're just not going to pass this, pay this off? I don't think you can do that. Yeah, Sesame Street will be fine. Absolutely. They have licensing. I mean, Tickle Me Elmo. I still see things at like Dollar Tree. Recently I bought some of their little PVC figures, like Cookie Monster. I don't think I got that one, but I did a few years ago one. I got Oscar the Grouch, which is probably my favorite, although Cookie Monster's right up there with him. Um, I'm a first, when it came out in 1969, I was a first age viewer, 3.5 years old. I watched Sesame Street. My mother bought me the double album. I can remember when Oscar was dark orange color. He was not green for that very first year. He was orange. They don't show those episodes anymore. But now the double album had him pictured as orange in there. They came out with another single album the next year in 1970. My friend had that one. I never did have that one. Sadly, I lost all my record collection. Bob Dylan's first record that I bought for about the going rate at the time, 40 years ago, for $70. I think it was $75. Like in mint condition, even had that, heavy plastic sheet to protect the album still on there. It wasn't sealed, but they would cover the album in the plastic, Xanadu in 1980, Magic by Olivia Newton-John reached #1 on Billboard Hot 100. I like that because ELO had something to do with that as well. Weird Science, John Hughes' Weird Science. I went to see that 40 years ago, 1985. Great movie, Weird Science. Welcome to the show, Tank Ferret. How are you, sir?
Hey. Oh man, I
I
love
hope
that.
you
That was nice. Kelly LeBrock in her prime.
do you remember her commercials where she looked you straight in the eye and said, "Don't hate me because I'm beautiful."
Yeah, I do.
It was some
Maybe it's Maybelline.
shampoo. Yeah, something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah, it
hate me because
was.
I'm beautiful. Yeah. Xanadu, Gene Kelly's last movie. Yeah, there you go. Singing in the rain. We are already a failed nation. What's the difference? Yeah, well, we don't need to dig. We don't need to dig the hole deeper. That's all I'm saying. Because it's going to come back to bite us all in the ass. If you're in debt, you can't spend yourself out of debt, right?
True.
One of These Nights by the Eagles reached #1 on the Hot 100, Billboard Hot 100 in 1975. That's a great song. What do you got? What do you have here? These look like bad rock, maybe some Image characters. Am I correct?
Yeah, up here I've got Bad Rock, I've got Cogent from Eric Mutowski's Shadow Saint, and Ben
Mhm.
Franklin from Salty Draws. Sounds Do Good.
So I was right on the bad rock.
That's right.
Yeah, you
And
made him massive. You did make him massive compared to the other characters.
oh yeah. No,
He's big. He looks like he could
yeah.
take on the Hulk and lose.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah. I
Now,
always appreciated the character.
you probably remember this, Tank. In August 2nd, 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait, its much tinier, much weaker neighbor.
I do remember that quite clearly.
Of course, Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, seizing control of its capital city and oil fields. President George Bush condemned the invasion as naked aggression and called for the immediate withdrawal of Iraqi forces. I don't think he removed himself, did he?
No, we had to remove him.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a money grab, I think.
Yeah, it
the
was.
Master of Disguise.
Well, he wanted the port.
Yeah.
Wanted the ports because he had very limited port space, and actually Kuwait, I'm not justifying Saddam's actions here, but Kuwait was not willing to play nice with
Right.
port rentals. So he said, okay, then we're going to do this like we do here in the Middle East. And I'm just going to use force. You should have taken the deal that I offered, kind of one of those, instead of trying to play hardball.
Oh yeah. I mean,
And we said, oh, well, we like Kuwait. We get a lot of oil through Kuwait.
oh,
Give us a
definitely.
good deal.
Yeah, that's kind of a choke point where Kuwait is, for shipping.
Yes. It's prime real estate right there
Yeah.
on the oil trade lines.
I think it's pretty cool that he said we're going to keep Gaza. With Trump, you never know because he says stuff like that, throws it out there like Greenland. Although I do hope that we can acquire Greenland from the Dutch because I do think it's a strategic point. The world is
It
becoming
is.
smaller in a lot of ways, and I don't mean
Yeah.
just globalism, but
No.
I feel like we've got those old bloomers on, those from
Mhm.
like neck down, the old red bloomers, and you had a flap in the back with a couple buttons, so when you went
Mhm.
to the outhouse, and I feel like we've got our flap down in a lot of these areas and we need to button that up.
We do. We
Yeah.
do.
And you
And
being in
it's
the military and having served over there, you have firsthand knowledge that I mean, you went and fought and fortunately didn't die, but I'm sure you've had friends that did
yeah,
get killed over there or wounded,
I did.
you know.
My middle daughter's godfather didn't make
Yeah. And I
he
just feel like
he
in
turned
some of these,
21 while he was over there.
we need to
He was a
stop
kid.
we need to at least stop the aggressive moods, of like flybys in these no-go zones. They don't respect
Mhm.
that. These Chinese made islands in international waters that shouldn't be there. I hope we'll
Yep.
do something about that. Um, the Russians up in the Arctic, I hope we stop that because that's sort of like pristine. We want to leave it that way. I think most of the world wants to leave it that way, and Russia just kind of wants to make it another strategic point.
Well, yeah,
Um,
and Russia's been striking these deals, strong arming countries because they're on Russian natural gas. And
mm,
the United States, even under the Obama administrations, the Obama administration even warned these countries like, "Hey, don't do it. Uh, you should keep buying our natural gas." And they said, "Well, Russia's going to give us a better deal, and all this other stuff." And now look where they're at. We warned them. It was bipartisan effort to warn these countries, "Don't do it." And now look where they're at. Uh, and meanwhile, Poland is laughing at him. Dude, we told you. Like, tag Russians, hashtag not even once.
yeah.
They did.
Fairly new book
the
out
list.
that you might want to get from
Hmm.
Timothy Truman artwork, and a lot of it. This goes back to the pulp era, although these are newer stories. The Spider, the Master of Men, Reign of the Vampire King, which came out in floppies originally and now is composed into, this is book one, so I assume they're going to do other books of this. Love Timothy Truman artwork. He did work on Grimjack early on. That's where I first encountered Timothy stuff. I got to talk to the writer of that series, Auslander, quite extensively at a Memphis convention. And then he says, "Yeah, I'm going from here up to Chicago Comic Con." I said, "Oh, we're going in a couple weeks, so I'll meet you up there." And I got to talk to him just briefly and say hi up there in Chicago. But in Memphis, not as hectic as the largest convention at the time. And so, I just got to say hi to him there, but I had a good sit down talk to him about his work and writing when we were down in Memphis. Um, I asked someone recently if they collected Big Little books. I've got a few, not a lot. This is one that I have that someone posted. Fantastic Four that came out in the 60s. The House of Horrors. 39 cents. These things were cheap.
Yeah.
Even, even in the 70s and 80s, they eventually went to some, I've got some back there like Bugs Bunny and stuff that are paperback, that are not the old cardboard. Whitman came out with those back in the 30s. It's amazing. He had at the end of the 30s, he had over 1,100 issues, because I've got like Son of Tarzan, and it's like 1939, and it's like 1,100 and something in the numbering or something like that, 1,000 something. It's amazing how many of those put out. Here's a cool piece. Couldn't tell you who did it, but love this from Fire and Ice fame, Rosetta inspired and designed character. Look at that.
There we go.
I think he
look
was
at that.
Dark Wolf.
Yeah.
Is that Dark Wolf?
Yeah, my favorite character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that character.
Well, Dzanga was doing him in comics, Puma God. And I used to collect that. Had wonderful painted covers. Sometime by Ralph Vitch. Dave Brink was in here earlier. He says, a familiar character illustrated by Joe Souza. What is this about, and what do I have to do with it? I'll let you know more as soon as I'm allowed. So he's apparently doing public domain character here, Black Terror.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
I loved what Vaughn did with Black Terror.
Oh, absolutely.
That was a fun book, man. Like the energy and all that stuff. And I'm really loving what some of these guys are doing with the public domain characters, like what Brian Kriskow has done with Six Gun Gorilla.
Oh yeah.
Really,
definitely.
I really dig it.
And you talk about, that's got to be the most obscure, according to him, public domain character. It's a British public domain character, Six Gun Gorilla. And I think he said that there's only 2 copies in existence. They're like in museum, whatever. I mean, rarely seen stuff. I mean, never been republished or anything. Only 2 copies. So you talk about an obscure public domain character. I had never heard of Six Gun Gorilla.
No.
You and me both, Apex. The plan with Russia was us being able to utilize their massive field for U.S. cattle that was on the table early 2000s.
Yeah.
He did.
Unfortunately for Russia, their beef quality is so low that McDonald's imports all the beef.
Yeah, most of the beef, 80%. I don't know if you knew this, Tank, but 80% of the beef that we eat here is from elsewhere. They really make it hard for American beef growers, cattlemen in this country, and that needs to change. And some of the beef is kangaroo, folks, and other things. It's labeled beef, and it's not really cow, some Joe Chiodo, Visions of Vampirella. We know Shadowhawk likes some Vampirella, so here's some nice Vampirella artwork for everyone.
Oh yeah, Joe Chiodo, man. I remember when in the early days of Image, man, he was really an innovator when it came to digital colors and color separations and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they were, we've talked about this, but Image blew away Marvel and DC with their digital coloring and the out of focus and lens flare that had never been seen in comics before, except maybe on a painting or something like that, you know, occasionally, but nothing like that. So they really did innovate there. Thanks to everybody, Mike Barron says, for making this happen. Nexus Omnibus. Look at that.
Oh, dude, I am so happy
252,000.
for Steve and Mike. And I'm even
print.
No, I am even more happy for all the people who are just now discovering Nexus. It's I'm so happy because that's something like I've been into like the indies since I was a kid. I mean, I you know, like other kids, I read the popular titles and whatnot, and I was a huge collector of Fantastic Four growing up. But my favorites were like Espers and Airboy and Nexus.
Oh, I've got some Espers. Yeah. They even had an atomic bomb cover on one of their,
yeah, and
you know, sort of like a partial photo cover or something.
And before his untimely passing at a young age, I got to know and become pals with James. It was dude, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna dig up some of the live streams these days and put. I talked to him many times about Espers and around the idea of like, yeah, let's, you know, I think it needs a research. My favorite titles, and granted, you know, this is I bought several of the issues many times because my mom would find them, flip through them, and be like, "This is not appropriate for a teenager to have," you know. And yeah, she was right. It definitely a rated R comic book, you know. But I enjoyed it. It was a good story. My favorite issue was the three assassins hired to go after him, and the showcasing that these guys are like they're evil. Like it was such a beautiful showcasing of villainy. These guys are evil. They're cool. They're awesome. But at the same time, you're not rooting for them. You're scared.
Didn't one of them wear like a British bowler?
Yeah. There was the bowler. There was the British assassin, the cowboy, and the old kung fu master type guy.
And the Espers were printed through Eclipse Comics, wasn't it? Or do you remember? Correct.
I believe so. I think it was an Eclipse title.
Yeah. Let me show you a classic comic. I had just looked this up on eBay while you were talking. I've not seen this particular House of Secrets. I've got a lot of House of Mystery, but I don't have a lot of House of Secrets. I thought this might be a Luis Dominguez cover, but this is an Ernie Chan cover.
Look at that. That is fantastic.
That's wonderful, isn't it?
And that illustrative style is, you know, just by looking at the at cover price, illustrative style is decades ahead of what was popular. That is cool.
Well, early, I mean, at this point, early Ernie Chan stuff, and I assume that's his inks as well. So he did it all. But it is really reminiscent, and he might have been trying to ghost the style of Luis Dominguez that did a lot of those. If you've not seen a lot of Luis Dominguez, a lot of the DC early, and I do have some Luis Dominguez production artwork with his signature on it, which is pretty cool. George Perez Robin here. There we go. That's pretty neat. Couple different styles there for Robin. It looks like Teen Titans Go Robin, huh?
Yeah, it does. You know, and that's cool. That is the Teen Titans Go Robin, and then we have like a more illustrative.
That's kind of like looking at, you know, of course, Perez passed away. That's kind of looking at like a Jack Kirby Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yes, he drew Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, not in a story, but he actually got to draw the characters before he passed away. I think that's pretty cool. It's like I didn't know
well,
he did a, piece like that. Jay North. A lot of people you may not know. Today's his birthday. Heavenly birthday, as we like to say around here. Born on August 3rd, 1951. Remembered for his role as Dennis on the TV's Dennis the Menace, 1959 through 63. Later, Tanky worked as a correctional officer for the Florida Department of Corrections. He passed away sadly this year, April 6th, at age 73.
It's the Menace. Became a correctional officer.
That's a correct. Yeah, is that not wild?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, and he just passed away in April, sadly. But correctionals officer of Dennis the Menace, the kid that liked to get in trouble all the time. Maybe it charted his course, Also, today would have been Tony Bennett's birthday. He passed away in 2023 at 96. Has it already been a couple years? Wow.
Wow.
He, 20 Grammy Awards, a Lifetime Achievement Award, and 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, selling more than 50 million records worldwide. Tony Bennett. How would you classify his singing? And he was
Tony
singing
Bennett,
right up
he's a
to the very end.
Yeah, he's a crooner.
Crooner, yeah. I was wondering if you would put him in the crooners. That's why I ask,
Yeah.
One of my favorite
I think
actors,
he's
and actually made it
iconically-
into the. Huh?
All right, go ahead. I was going to say that I think he kind of like he kind of iconically helped define the genre, especially since he was one of the longest lived of those guys.
Definitely. And then some other crooners we should say are like Dean Martin, Bill Crosby. Oh gosh, what's the biggie?
Mr. Sinatra.
Sinatra, yeah, I couldn't think of Sinatra. Yeah, can you name
Bing
some
Crosby.
other crooners?
Yeah.
Sammy Davis Jr. maybe.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Some of the
and
other
he probably had the most velvety of the voices out of the bunch.
What's
him
cool
and Nat
is
King
Sammy Davis Jr. Lost his eye. That's why he had that Marty Feldman eye. Had a fake eye in an accident in the 50s. The cool thing that when we bring up Sammy, as they used to call him, right, is that he started out in vaudeville dancing, tap dancing and stuff like that in vaudeville when he was 4 years old on stage. So he was an old hand at entertainment,
Yeah.
One of my favorite Tarzans of all time, and he made it in several covers of Dell magazine in the 50s. Not Dell magazine, but Dell Comics of Tarzan. Gordon Scott, born in 1926 on this day. He was in 5 Tarzan films from 1955 to 1960. Discovered working as a hotel pool lifeguard. A 7-year film contract followed, plus a new name and a short-lived marriage to actress Vera Miles. Wow. Now she was in Gunsmoke. See what I did there? He passed away sadly in 2007 at age 80. And he was one of those buff, probably worked out, right? Like
and 80's a good score.
To keep fit.
80's a good score.
Oh, definitely. Look how big that knife handle is. That's a pretty substantial knife he's holding there.
Down there, it's a knife.
No, it's a knife. That's right. Yeah. You got to do that if you do Tarzan.
Yeah.
Here's Bernie Wrightson's
Absolutely
Secret
iconic.
of the Egyptian Cat 2-page spread from House of Mystery 186. Check out this 2-page spread by Bernie
Yeah.
Wrightson.
Dude, Bernie Wrightson
In
is
biggin.
look at that.
Look at that hand lettering.
That
Just
transformation sequence is just fantastic because it's not just like, oh, I'm standing there transforming. It's like it's animated.
Yeah.
It's animated. I
And-
absolutely love
And
it.
you rarely see something like that. One of the rare instances where you see it go from page to page on a 2-page spread.
Looks like Risey after a shower and a couple of
Hey, Kirk.
in a good shape.
Love your icon, Captain Kirk. I didn't know you
yeah,
had that.
yeah.
I was on with Kirk on Risey's Dive Bar earlier this morning.
Oh,
a
cool.
Monday
Oh,
for him
cool.
because it's already Monday over there. Here's your lizard representation for today. Godzilla in November, my birth month, from 1978. I did not buy this, sadly. And a Western theme cover at that.
Oh wow, look at that.
Jaws of Fear.
Godzilla versus Cowboys.
This
Also known
doesn't
as
quite.
Godzilla
I know
Goes to the
Herb
Snack Bar.
Trimpe. I know Herb Trimpe did a lot of these covers, but I don't think this is a Herb Trimpe. It could be, I suppose, inked by somebody else. It's definitely not 100% Herb Trimpe artwork, but I'd have to look that one up too. Godzilla. But there's your lizard representation for today, Lorenzo. Good
Gotta have your
example.
lizard representation. Green Lives Matter.
Let me show you a comic and just get your reaction without me kind of goading you into it, Tank.
Ah, yes. Absolutely. Gotta, huh? Yeah. I always did
Walt
appreciate Beta
Simonson.
Ray Bill.
Yeah. Walt Simonson, his run on
Walt
Thor.
Simonson.
What do you think about his run on Thor?
I never really read a lot of Thor. I occasionally pick up an issue here or there, and it was entertaining. And
My two big runs on Thor were like in the early 80s and then later here in Walt Simonson's run. Not that I picked up everything, but I tried to pick up most of it. Loved Throg when he turned into a frog.
yeah.
Uh,
No, that was fun.
Keith
I always
Pollard,
enjoyed
I
Beta
read
Ray Bill too. Space
I read
Thor.
a lot of Keith Pollard's run in the early 80s on Thor. That was probably the first time I really picked it up and read it for any length of time. And then later Walt Simonson, because that was kind of all the buzz, and I did like his artwork. I found Power Comics on YouTube. I was on with the creator or the CEO, whatever, of Power Comics. Not the old
cool.
Power Comics of the 70s, but the ones that's doing public domain characters now. And has, I think, an Indiegogo up right now. But he's only got 16 subscribers on YouTube. Doesn't do much. Maybe some of the last things he did was like 11 months ago or a year ago. But I will copy that if anybody wants to. I know like Eric and Boyd and others and Apex Comics, they love that type of stuff. So you might want to go over there and subscribe to Power Comics on YouTube. I just threw somebody else or a fluke looking up, doing maybe guest things and looking up stuff, found Power Comics on there because he's only got 16 subscribers.
Oh my goodness.
He's got 43 videos up, but he's done like Mago. He was in the first time that I got on YouTube on another channel. and that was with Pop XP with Niles and Billy Tucci. So if you got to break into the business, you might as well get on there with Billy Tucci and Niles, right?
Oh, dude,
and it
no,
was-
for real. I boot myself inside out.
And that was we got on, and I had the first half of the show, and he had the second half of the show.
That's cool.
And we were slated to be on with Pedro Ang and talk about his project and Dan Plegel and other creators. And the next week they had 5 different creators on there. They only had about 5-10 minutes to describe their projects. We had half the show and that was back in September of 2021, I think.
Oh, wow.
So it's been a while. But we had a great time. And the reason it was is he's kind of like gotten a golden age. He was running a Kickstarter at the time. And his is kind of public domain, golden age. And Devil Flyer's artwork was John Philandi's artwork is kind of like golden age reminiscent. And I never really thought about it, but that's why they paired us up together and we did a show together. So he probably doesn't remember me, but I remember Mr. Austin because I loved his stuff. I would have liked to back it. If it hadn't have been on Kickstarter, I would have backed it, But sadly, I just don't do Kickstarter.
Yeah, I mean,
And I know that there's a lot of, I need help, Rex.
well,
You
there's a
need
lot
help.
of good stuff.
What do you need?
I promote. People
Oh, okay.
on Kickstarter. But I don't go there myself. I don't shop there.
Maybe Tank can help you too. I've actually got a early Warner Brothers sale that was given to me, a cartoon sale. What is the Looney Tune character you're trying to identify? It's not the singing frog, is it? Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby. Hello, my baby.
Michigan
Hello, my
J.
ragtime
Frog is his
girl.
name.
Huh?
That's Michigan J. Frog.
Michigan J. Frog. I actually had, I think, a Michigan J. Frog t-shirt at one time. May still
cool.
have it. Because this one I'm wearing today is like 25 years old, probably. Glow in the dark. Glow in the dark. This glows in the dark. Radiate. With a little cross symbol instead of the radiation symbol there. Well, just tell me the character and we'll try and identify it. Tank Ferret's pretty good at that too. Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
We make no promises around here. Andy Smith's campaign does have a limited 100 copies of the retro edition printed on newsprint. So he must have went through Andy Smith's campaign to do a limited run. I'm wanting to do my Western Midnight Tank, and I want to do you did a Midnight recently for me. Let's take a look at that.
I'm gonna let me bring it up here. Took a second look at it, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta clean this up." I actually want to re-ink it. Cool.
Frankie B. Washington getting back with me. He said, "Hey, what's up? Sorry for the late response. I'm still healing up and doing my PT. What's PT?
Physical training or physical therapy.
Oh, okay. Can we touch base in the fall? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I want to re-ink this. So I'm going to convert this to blue line and re-ink it. But I kind of played around with the halftone tool for a little bit too. Have a little bit of fun with it.
I'll bring it up here in just a minute. Good luck with the rehab. I'm telling Frankie.
People can see it good. You and I got us so that we're sharing the space.
And he says, just look. Oh, you got it up there. Okay. There we go.
I definitely want to re-ink it and fix some of the details here.
Okay. The thing about Midnight is we're not seeing her face though. In both the pieces you did.
Do you want me to showcase the face more? I can do that.
Yeah, and if you
Oh,
would kind of go by Jay Krieger's drawn interior drawing, because I think he kind of nailed it.
I don't
you
have
know.
that.
Well,
Can
it's
you
up on
send
the
that to me?
campaign. It's up on the campaign.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll get
In
over
fact,
there
why
and
don't we
I'll
just
grab
take a?
that
Why don't
picture.
we just? Before we do that, I do want to show some of Tank's other artwork. And I'm sorry, I will get you off some money for shipping and handling Monday.
Okay. Yeah.
I've just
No
been so
worries. No
busy.
worries.
Um, I'll let you describe the piece we've got up here
Hold on a second.
in your own words.
Bringing up the FMC and tab back over to this other browser. Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
chaos piece. Yeah. Illustrate for me chaos. And I was like, okay. And I just started getting like really weird. One image blends into another, and
Right.
crazy
Yeah.
hidden
Like
imagery in
kind
there.
of surrealistic in a way, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
or psychedelic. You could describe this. Did this piece back in 2023. So I've been handing that assignment out for a while to different artists. With Jeremy Burt's, I gave him a particular image I wanted, which was that Viet Cong getting gentleman ready to get his head blown off. I never realized till I researched that for him to get him an image and some, actually the video to that on YouTube. That was actually filmed in color and black and white. So
Oh, wow.
when you see the extended where he falls to the ground and his blood's just coming out, it's all red there. That's very shocking back in the 60s to see that in the news. They actually showed that on TV. I think, the news networks like Walter Cronkite and stuff, they were subtly saying we need to end this Vietnam War.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I was saying hold on to a young one. I'll be right back. I
Okay.
have to go check the Jello and see if
Sounds
it's fully
good.
set yet.
I'll show
Yeah.
some more of Tank Ferret's artwork here. Let me just switch over. This was his chaotic piece. By the way, on the next chaotic piece, our artist that he doesn't know it yet, unless I've told him. I don't think I have. Is going to be Jason Bascom. I want to add him to the campaign and have him do a piece for me. And this will be in the book of Devil Flyer. So still got artists doing a few little finish up pieces for the book. Here's a tank, 2-ton, done by Tank Ferret, traditionally done. And another character he did for me here, which will also be a sticker for the sticker book. My little female character speedster from the 43. And there you go. He put up another midnight piece, a triptych that he's working on. Love that. Just uninked or in the pencil phase there. I could publish that just like that. That's cool. Be wonderful to do a tripo. That'd be a wonderful poster. Posters, prints, though, I agree with Shadowhawk. I haven't got enough wall space for that type of stuff. Could be a mini print, but then you hate to downsize something like that. But things are coming along. We're doing well. You found it, Ralph Phillips. Well, what was the character? What was the character you were looking for? Later, when you'd have time, you found it. What was the obscure rare character? Maybe I can do a search and find an image of it. He was trying to ID a Looney Tune character. You got my curiosity up now. Also, well, while I'm here working again with Ryan James from Octagon Comics, he's working on Octagon 2. He did a little thumbnail sketch of, although it looks awesome, he's actually doing another thing. But 10 years of Bog, celebrate 10 years of Bog. I said, I'd like to do and give me a bit to think about it. And I thought, nah, how about Bog? Because I need, and we'll do this as a special card, on the campaign. So free domestic shipping, by the way, right now on 3 of the items. The Standy has free domestic shipping. The sticker book and what else over there? I don't know. We need to take a look at it. Totally awesome, Bog. Thank you. Hey, Elsie. Episode is called Boyhood Days. Okay. I think I've seen that actually. I know Abby is sitting here looking sideways at me. She probably needs to go out. So we will have to say, keep collecting. We'll see you tomorrow. And I'll just do a share stream till Tank gets back. And maybe we'll talk behind the scenes, some business. So working on Devil Flyer this week or last week, I think got printed up. I haven't got confirmation on that, or maybe this week. Charter member cards. We're going to do sketch cards next. Which I know is just adding to the campaign. It's something you don't need, but that'll add to every campaign from now on. I really want to get some sketch cards made up. And who knows, maybe I'll send out a sketch card with your charter member card. I'm kind of known to be crazy like that. That's a lot of drawing for me, but every backer might get something like that. I don't know. I haven't really sat on, exactly what I'm going to send out with the charter member cards. With the charter member cards, you back Devil Flyer, you get, she's kind of settled back down now. So maybe I've got a few more minutes. Once she goes in there, that's the end of it. It's like, yeah, I don't want her to pee the carpet. I don't think she's too miserable because I let her out right before. She's just wanting attention. I'll have another thumbnail sketch for you tonight or tomorrow. Cool. And if you get that done and want to have a meeting, I'm free. Just let me know. I'll try and check back in between watching. I don't know how much Gunsmoke I'll do. I've got other things to do too. I need to roll off some of my new pages, Bristol pages that I've got. I've got actually a background that I want to do so that I can kind of inset other artwork or on top of it, mine and other artist artwork, some good Kirby crackle. Yeah, we need to kind of, hopefully I can pay you tomorrow, Ryan. If not all of it, for most of it. Thank you for all your hard work, by the way. Glad to be working with you. Once I get her, hopefully tomorrow, I'll get that file in. I'll be able to. She also did some scans. She did some scans of some stuff that I'm going to put up on the. I love Jay Ryan stuff, but there's one piece that I can get. Not Jay Ryan. I'm sorry. That I can Ryan James, that I can get up on the campaign. Sweet Baby. If anybody wants some original artwork by him, I can't even remember what I gave for that piece. To tell you the truth, maybe I'll look back in our correspondence and find out. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to put up some new artwork, some Tank Ferret, some Ryan James, some new artwork by myself. Edwin Buzz Acevedo in the house. Hello. He will be our special guest tomorrow. As I was saying, on the 4 o'clock shadow, and then we have Andy Smith and Dennis Turner on Wednesday. Of course, on Tuesdays, we have Texas Dave Houston, if he's not too busy working on his kitchen, and maybe some other guests. We got Russ and Leach and Randy Zimmerman going to talk about Atlantean 3. Jason Bascom at the end of the week on Saturday. So, Tuesday and Friday's open for me. If anybody wants to come on, talk about their artwork, promote, I still have those spots open. But I am talking to different artists every day and trying to get on some great guests. I think in the last 2 to 3 weeks, we've had some good ones on. I hope you enjoyed the content. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying while working a full-time job right now. At least 5 out of the 7 days. Usually get in late night, trying to do some extra streams. I just kind of do that as they come along, and I feel like it. trying to do a lot of writing right now. Really excited about the Midnight Project that I want to kind of expedite and get off as quickly as I possibly can. Probably newsprint, sideways cover. I'd love that. I'd love that. You know, sideways cover. I've always wanted to do a sideways issue where it's all landscape, and I think that Western kind of lends itself to it. Love to see a Ryan James Midnight. For one thing. Yeah, I look forward to having Edwin on and talk about his expanding universe. And if Sim wants to come on, we can, you know, and is available, we can have Sim on too. Maybe I'll send the link to him as well or contact him tonight. Definitely got the time. Hey, it's Sunday. Enjoy your evening. We'll see you tomorrow when we have Edwin Buzz Acevedo talking about his big collection, his newest thing that he's doing with Sim and other creators on Kickstarter. Yeah. Look forward to it. Enjoy your evening, like I say, and as always, as we say around here,